Hi all, welcome to another Kingscrusher Banter Blitz. So this is a special Christmas edition, Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas and New Year when it comes. So okay, I'll go through the challenges here as usual. Okay. Let's play maybe c4. I could play some funny openings today, like the Grob, if you really want. Just let me know. I might play the Grob 1 or 2 games just for fun. Okay. We're getting a sort of Queen's Indian here. I'll play, I think this is a favourite move of Kasparov sometimes. A3. Can I play for e5? We play rook e8. It's not going to be that clever. Alright, for the moment, can I defend? Mind you, am I just losing a centre pawn to knight d5? Yeah, I'm not sure this is entirely a good idea. Whoops. Okay. There's bishop g5, maybe. Maybe I can castle queenside here. If I castle queenside, then knight takes c3. Ooh, not sure I like the look of this. I'll do this. I think he's just winning a piece actually. Knight takes c3. Yes, I think he's winning a piece. And so we've got anything super clever here. Maybe bishop f6 for a moment. And queen takes and e5. Doubt it. I'll try it. Do I get a pawn for a piece, or do I get anything? Fg e5. Maybe bishop c4 after that. So Fg e5. Oh, he hasn't gone for the piece. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Queen e4 is rook d6. Well, I thought that was rook d6. A strange game. Right, the queen. Yeah. Right. Okay, I can move the rook back. Don't have to lose the rook, I've noticed. Well, this looks alright now, I think. Looks as though instead of being a piece down, I'm a piece up, maybe. Yes, strange game. I'll play for bishop f5 here. The bishops look good actually on the 2 diagonals now. Bishop f5, pinning the queen. Yep, I'll take the queen. I think it looks pretty good. Rook d7, rook takes d3. Yeah, I'm sure I'm not doing very well there. But anyway, yeah, so thanks for that. Yeah, let me off there. I think I was let off the hook somehow. Alright, since it's Christmas time, yeah, the Grob. I can't do any worse than that opening, can I? G4, the Grob. So Mike Basman, I actually played in real life once and drew with Mike Basman. Sorry, but you put a smile on my face, yeah? That's good. Okay, so thanks. Alright, so Grob territory. Okay, is Colin around? Is Colin around? Hello, Colin. Are you around? Oh, okay. We'll go on to this. I think there's quite a few challenges. So shall we swiftly go on and let Colin challenge another time? If he wants to challenge another time. Oh, hang on. I'm going to be killed by Killer here. I didn't realise. 2879. 2879. Do I lose any rating points if I lose? I don't think I do I? 2879. Isn't that higher rated than Magnus Carlsen? Crikey, that's the highest rated challenge I've ever had. Or anyone's ever had? That's how I'm wondering now. Oh, I didn't mean to play H3. Oh, that was dumb. How did you get this rating of 2879? How many bunnies had to be put into the bunny boiler to get a 2879 rating? This is the must have been quite a few bunny stews here to get to a 2879 rating. Knight F5. I still have a reasonable. I haven't dropped any pieces yet. About to be murdered over here, I suppose. Trying to get some sort of attack. I don't know if this is gonna. It's probably not going to do anything now, is it? I hope this rating's provisional. Let me go on the assumption it's a provisional rating and not actually 2879 for real. I mean, as in a seasoned 2879. So I'll go on that assumption. I've got some hope. Just for a laugh. There's Rook F6 maybe. And any attacking prospect here? Knight F5. Try and get to H5. Oh, that looks interesting. Taking out that bishop. Bishop G6 after. So what if he did this? King H7, there's Queen H5, isn't there? I'm just going to repeat. I'll take the draw on the rating points. And happy Christmas. I don't know, these provisional 2879s, they're not what they used to be, are they? 2879s. Here goes King H7. Well, I'm terrified of the rating. I'm just human. I get 13 rating points. Thanks. I don't know. There's a white win. I don't know. I can't see. I'm terrified of the rating. I'm put off by the rating. But thanks for the game, killer. Thanks for not kidding me. Phenomen. We drew with someone 400 points higher than me. Provisionally rated, I assume. And I got to play Yasser Sowan last night, talking of really, really strong players. He absolutely murdered me. I couldn't even castle. Somewhere else on 5 minute. Yasser Sowan is still good at 3 minute chess, apparently. All right, am I winning this centre pawn here? Am I winning a centre pawn? I'm hoping I'm winning a centre pawn. Yeah. Centre comes tumbling down a bit. I'm on the bishop, maybe 2 pawns here. But then I'll lose this one. Okay, am I being greedy to protect this one? Or should I just take this one? When that bishop moves, where does it move to? Aha. Well, it's nice choices to have, I think. What about if I did... I don't know. Why don't I just simply take this? Knight takes e4, there's bishop f5 with tempo. I mean, that can't be too bad. Okay, there's an f7 potential scare here with f7. And what else to observe about this position? I'm not really sure. Okay, so rook c8 and I could take that. Knight c2, rook b1. Is there anything naughty for me to do there? Or not? I can let him double my pawns. Because actually I like the idea of this tempo here. I don't even need the double pawns. I can just take that with the knight. So knight takes. If rook takes, there's check. If bishop goes back, yeah. All right, I can't see. Okay, I can now double my opponent's pawns here. Yeah, might as well do that. Neutralize the A file. Okay. Yes, doubling my pawns. Okay, so I can kick the bishop with rook c6 or rook d6. Well, I'm actually attacking b2 at the moment. Do I need another pawn? I mean, there's nothing much else to do. Nick pawns, it seems. So if he's going to give that pawn, I'll take the pawn. I think. Might be handy later. It has been noted I tend to drop pawns a lot on my own blitz games usually. So okay, I'll nick a pawn instead this game, or two. So 4, 6, 2 pawns up. What can we do with them? Can bring the king closer to the centre here and avoid any potential mating nets. King f7, e5 coming up. I want to put the bishop so it's not hanging anywhere. So maybe bishop d4, e5. And it's nice central. There's bishop f2 here. Nice forcing move. Oh, thanks for the game, Fenman. Kaz. Okay. Let's try g6. And this is an interesting system, I think. Hypermodern style. Trying to influence the center from the fianchetto bishops. And let's see. So okay, so knight f6 and the castle. Well, that is a pawn. Is it poisoned? There's a check here to consider, but I can't see any other. I can't see a snag taking the pawn. So that's nice, potentially. And if I played this, if d takes, bishop takes, that seems still nice. I have natural square now for the knight. That once that d pawn's gone, that knight c6. Maybe even. Okay, so maybe I can kick that for a moment before d6 becomes an issue. Maybe shield d6 with knight d4 here, and take away a defensive knight. So let's see what's going on here. Knight takes, bishop takes. Any future queen h4, okay, worth checking out. But one moment is b6 with d5 just to stabilize things. Oh no, that is attacked. That is attacked indeed. I could take in a bishop e5. I could let this happen with queen b6, bishop d6, but then c5 might drop after. Oh, okay. Is there any way of I can't see any way of not losing the pawn back if I play this recklessly. d5, knight c5, dc, there's knight e6. Right, let's not lose too much time on the clock about this. This is a greedy manner of playing it. He's always got knight c5, so I'm going to be worse. Yeah, it takes knight c5. I could imagine maybe I weaken the f4 square. Knight f4 hits d3, but not impressive after winning that pawn. Not impressive. I mean, I'm just losing the pawn back to bishop takes, knight takes. The only thing I can see as a perk is knight f4 here. hitting d3. I'll play this. Not too concerned about knight e6. Well, does something about d3 soon. Well, actually, I'm not even hitting d3 at the moment. Okay, if I take here, I like the f file. I like the possibility of queen d4 now. I'm on the bishop, of course. Can I just hold e5 for a moment? Let's hold e5. Now, if queen e4, I think I just play rook d8, tying down the queen to. Well, d3 is gonna be something. I can try and double the rooks here. These checks, they don't seem to do too much. Can I just double the rooks? Actually, that helps protect b7 as well sometimes. Alright, I think time to tie down to d3 for a moment. What else? Actually, there might be even bringing the two rooks to the center here. So this position. Okay, this is kind of interesting. Maybe I should. Okay, I should probably speed up whatever I do. It doesn't look very convincing what I'm doing here. King g7. Yeah, okay. If I misplace the rook, does it try and defend the pawn? g4, rook g5. If I point at f2, I can drop b7, rook f7. Might be a little bit of danger on f2 for queen f2, queen e1. I'm trying to use the dynamics that I've got, the f file. f2 sometimes is a key soft spot when you've got f file pressure, in theory. Okay. Okay, I'll take this off the firing line for a moment. Alright, that's a bit reckless. There's knight h3, queen f2 here. Then there's rook f3. That needn't have happened. Moving a pawn in front of the king is a general rule violation, general principle violation, and you can only do it when really justified. Thanks, Kaz. Okay, we're going to play a 3-minute game here. This is one of my pet systems, so I'm going to play g6. To anything, I think. You can play it to anything. If you want a universal repertoire. Right, I thought it could do that, and I'm just hoping I've got some good compensation. Can I play knight g4? I'm just hoping like the diagonal sort of takes away white's central control a bit. Maybe knight e5 to d3 later, or e3 here. Bishop g4 e takes. I don't know what's happening really, but I do get that light square bishop, I guess, which might be worth something. Is it worth the two bishops? That was bishop e2. Oh, it's not, okay, it wasn't a killer, bishop e2, unfortunately. Because the knights are holding each other. So what to do here? Try and weaken kingside. A pair of rooks are going to come off. Rook d2. Oh, there's bishop h6 to stop the rooks doubling. Alright, better protect. b7. I wonder knight e5 to d3 might be interesting. Ah, full bishop pair. Okay, I'll go for that full bishop pair and try and undermine the diagonal. Okay, there's a big pass pawn here. There's bishop f4. Can the bishop stop these pawns? Bishop f4. Let me see. I'm going to lose my bishop pair. Oh. If I take this. Oh, I've lost my bishop pair for not much. I'm hoping I can do something with these pawns tactically at some point. Oh, here, rook c6 takes c7. It's not quite working. Pawn's too quick. Yeah, it's not working. Put the bishop there for a moment. Actually, I think g5, rook c6 here, takes c7. Can I get my king closer? So this might actually work one day. The king's too far away. King e8 though. Is rook e2 any good? Rook c1. Rook e3. Okay, yeah, fun one. It was a fun, exciting 3-minute game there. Thanks. Yeah, that was That was fun. Okay, so I should try the Grob or something. Keep playing English opening by default at the moment. Boring, aren't I? Okay, so it's got a logic to it, just to control d5, and this Botvinnik system has got a certain comfort to it. Just to be able to play it quickly with a sort of respectable looking position. I don't think d5 is on the card here because of let's clamp down b5 now, because there was e5, so knight d4 is knight b3. Did I want to do this? Queen d2, strange. b4, I can lose the exchange. b3, I mean, does it matter about losing the exchange? I guess it might not, because it weakens the dark squares. So let's see. I mean, in a blitz game, I don't think it matters anyway. I'm hoping it doesn't matter, because these squares could be fun to use. I'm hoping. It's good the knight's got a retreat. I gotta get this queen f6 is on the rook. Rook d1, d4. Hoping with some compensation. Let's get the rook out of being an unprotected piece. So d4. d4 here. Ooh. Okay. Here. I'm not sure what I'm doing with that. Hang on. What am I doing with that? Yes. What's the plan? I think g5. There's queen g5, knight e6. So h4, h5, h6. Maybe a fawn pawn on h6. My queen's going to be harassed here. Put it on f3 or something. Not f3 maybe, because it's knight e5. Maybe just rook d2. And then h5. Can I do this? I'm still interested in d4 sometimes. d4 just to try and get access to g7. So I want this fawn pawn on h6 and some access. Oh, hang on, bishop f1, there's knight f3. Oh, that doesn't look clever with knight g4 though. I'm wondering if I should have given the exchange earlier. Probably wasn't too clever. Alright, so let's stop knight g4 at least. Oh, this is getting nasty. Oh, don't look at this. Is there bishop g5? Someone trap the queen. Well, it's just his knight and queen. Well, his bishop g5 is actually my first threat of the game, I think. Right. So queen here. I think still bishop g5 and h6, just to establish that pawn pawn. If I can kick the queen away. There's also the possibility of bishop e7, maybe. So here goes. I want to play h6, f queen g7. Then I've got my form pawn, and if I kick this knight, and if I look at the g7 with queen b2, oh, am I dropping more material? E5 hits the bishop. There's e takes. That's interesting. But e takes, I think that position, there might be f7. It saves this bishop because otherwise probably winning that bishop. Is f7 doing anything? Maybe it would if the knight was on e4. Right, so knight d6. Oh, things are getting. I'll put my king somewhere else. Oh, this is getting a bit nasty. Let's go around here. I'm still holding up for a moment. I've got no entries. D takes, maybe. Right, knight g5 is on the cards. Queen c8. Printing queen g7. I'll take that. Oh. That's not too good, is it? Oh, I should have moved my king when I had the chance. Oh. Oh dear. Yeah. Okay, well played. So my exchange set wasn't working out well. I thought it was so good, the exchange set idea. I just thought it was. I thought it was okay. It was worth a punt, but maybe not. It's knight g4 here. That gives me bishop d4 if the bishop moved. Oh, this is strange. Right, there is that. Actually, I'm on the rook here. I can pick the exchange up. Rook G7. Queen G. If I treble, well, there's Queen. Actually, Queen G3 threatens the rook anyway. At the moment, I treble for Queen G2. Okay, so there's anything going on here which is interesting. Queen D3, Queen C4. So I'm picking the exchange up here now. It's interesting. No, 2 rooks for the queen. I don't need to do that necessarily. Can I take this c4 pawn? It looks uncomfortable for white. This c pawn. As knight g5 after. Oh, here takes for the king. Hang on, that wins. I think it wins more material. Because the knight and rook are hanging to the queen. Alright, thanks for the game, Olaf. Okay. Let's try this bottling system again. I think it's pretty stable. Start position. This b5 plan again. Alright, I'm hoping it's not so well implemented as the previous game in this line. I'll try and avoid losing the exchange this time. How do I do that? On the diagonal. King h2, f4. g4, knight g3. Alright, at the moment, alright, it's not a big deal at the moment, I think, b5. Maybe I should just take here to block the diagonal. And then I'll be able to play b3 without losing an exchange. So b5 takes, then b3. You know, using my opponent's pawn as a shield for the rook here. Bishop b2. It'll be a loose piece. I don't want to take this one. If I press on with, this might be a bit weakening. Bishop d2. Okay, I'll take with the b pawn. Knight g3. Intriguing. What about f5 here? It's giving up some dark squares or not? maybe here for a moment. Pawn sack seems fun. To open up the bishop and close this bishop, just f5 this position. It controls a8 as well. Alright, let's defend like this. Maybe d3. Right. And is there, I'm wondering, bishop a3. So d takes, there's also, no, that might have been, I think that was fairly pointless. Okay. Rook a2, rook f2. Let's protect it anyway. D takes f5. If I take on e4 here. Okay, I think this is interesting. This f file, f takes and queen f3 simply. There's no rook f8. Alright, can I do this? Alright, how is this? Okay, like that. I can take and queen d5. Would that be of any interest to do that? It might be. Because d4 is slightly weak. Got a pass pawn here. I wonder if c5 will bring my king up first. Protect that one. It could arrange f5, yeah. Idea of going for c6. What else? I can't see anything else apart from going for c6 here. There's rook here, which might afford some tactical idea. Bishop g5 idea. So bishop c1, bishop g5. Oh. Bishop f3. Okay, there's c7 on the cards. I've got f3 covered at the moment. There's also bishop g5 to think about. If f3, well, f3, bishop g5. That's a nuisance. Yeah. No, I'm not sure what to do. Bishop, king f3. I'm dropping that pawn. Alright, I should have gone to b3, I think. Oh, no. This is grovelly, to say the least. Oh boy. It's getting munched to death. Yeah. I'm losing again. Oh, I'm losing 1 or 2 here today. Oh, okay. There's 2 with the bottleneck system. I think I might have to give it up on this session. Bottleneck system. I didn't seem to get anything from it. Go back to e4, I think. Sorry. Is f6 gonna happen? F6. Or is it some Greek gift? Am I playing f6 here? Okay, watching out for the Greek gift. Bishop h7. Oh, e5, knight d5, queen d5, bishop h7. So that looks suspect. I wonder if I can play. Well, maybe just knight takes. Knight takes. Then knight b4 or something. And then e5. So e5, knight takes, d5, queen takes, bishop takes. I'm going to get rid of that bishop, just in case. Did I just miss bishop takes and rook takes? I think I did. I think I've got a piece-winning tactic. Well, I did have one. I just realised this bishop's loose piece. I'm still playing knight takes and bishop takes, c3 maybe. Well, bishop takes here, pawn takes is wretched. Queen takes, just rook takes, protects the knight. Mind you, I'm just giving up my dark square bishop. There is knight takes c2, rook f4. Just to get the dark square bishop, if nothing else, as well as a pawn, I hope. Oh no. I can take on e1, 2 pieces for the queen. Ah, what have I done? Alright, 2 pieces for the queen. Oh, it's 2 rooks against it. It doesn't feel that bad. At the moment. Okay. Okay. Rook f7, bishop c6, e5, that sort of thing. Double the rooks. Or rook e8, e5, queen e5, bishop c6 is good. I could protect this pawn for fun. So I want to play e5. Or rook c4, rook f4. I'll stop this for a moment. I don't like the idea of allowing h6, and even in principle. So rook c4 taking on f4. The rooks are coordinating somewhat. d4, bishop c6. Rook f2. Follow me. Right, this position. I've got d4, bishop c6. Rook f2 is dangerous, I think. I'm protecting a7. If I play bishop d5, I'm threatening rook f2. Well, it looks good. I've got nice choices. I'm tempted to just keep the bishop on for torture purposes. Oh, I guess I should cash out there. Because actually, white's got some loose pawns here. If I'm holding on to a7, can I not just grab this one and start marching these guys? These pawns are not too hot. I'll play the check. There's a sort of mating net, isn't there? King h4, rook f1, rook h1. He hasn't got immediate check there. You can stop rook h1 at some costs. I can surely nick some more pawns. I'll take all the pawns. Okay. Rook f5. Is that interesting? Not really. What do I want to do with the rooks? I don't like these checks. Rook f5. I think this one's going. This h pawn is going. In which case, what about e5 here? That threatens rook f4 if that wasn't pinned. Okay. Okay, I've got to be careful. Perpetual checks. If I move stuff on this side of the board. Can I distract the queen away? I don't like this pin. If I can distract the queen away, I don't want to expose my king. Alright, now. Okay. This position is e4 now. I think king g6 and rook h5. Okay, that was fun. That was, yeah, unexpectedly very interesting. I'm going to decline from non-premium. You have to be premium member, guys. Premium members challenge. Okay, so blitz enemy. Let's try e4 because I think I'm going to dump the Botvinnik system. As far as this session is going, losing 2 in Botvinnik is too many. So e4. Is he ready? I should get more coffee. I should have had more coffee. Okay. Well, it doesn't seem to be. There's a tick box to tick to create the game, yeah? Just make sure you have this tick box when you challenge. I'm switching to e4. Okay. Yeah, I think when you challenge, there's a tick box to create the game automatically. Let's go Smith-Morra. Yeah, I think this is more fun sometimes than the Botvinnik system. The Smith-Morra Gambit, for sure. You get rapid development for the pawn. It's one of the better gambits, I think. So my plan is generally bishop f4, queen e2, this rook here, this rook here. It's pretty easy to play position actually compared to say the Botvinnik system. There's no not too worried about that much. Although e5 and bishop g4, but even that I think it can be allowed because it kind of weakens the dark squares a bit if black plays e5 for bishop g4. Yeah. I'm hoping the d5 square is good anyway. So I'll stop actually. Bishop g4. You don't have to play it like this. Apparently, you can allow the pin as well, but okay. Bishop takes queen c4. Or takes a knight d5. I think just knight d5 is a nice d5 square use. And sort of double here, and then be threatening knight takes and rook takes d6. Now that I don't mind, I think. Drop the bishop back for a moment and take it from here. Rook d3, maybe rook g3, or just double first and then think about rook g3. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Double. And if f4, there's bishop takes d5, safety point. If g3, there's bishop takes h3. So I'm not doing too much at the moment. I wonder if queen f3, is that feasible? And if I play g3, that doesn't do anything. a3. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see what black's doing. I'll play a3. I needed some sort of plan here. So these, yeah, this seems to be working okay for black. These, unfortunately, these double pawns. I've just given c2. Actually, this might not be clever to give c2, but on the other hand, looks a bit passive. I need a plan. Knight b4, rook b2, bishop b6. Is that doing a thing? Takes rook c1 to f7, c7. I'll try this. I don't want to take the c file. c7, f7 might be weaker. Oh, he's got rook f8 after. And bishop d5. Okay. Rook c1 to c7. There's knight c6. Is that doing anything? Taken and rook e2. Oh, it's back row. Hang on, back row. Nope, not back row. Rook f1. Okay, rook f1 in advance. There's g3 for knight d4, if that does anything. A bit scary. Because I'm wondering, there's no queen f1 or anything. Okay. Can I take this centre pawn away? Complete that. can take f2 and play queen h5, or rook f5, queen h5, or rook h5, rook h5. That could be dangerous. Do I need some emergency plan here? King g2, isn't it? Or queen d3. Maybe a pawn move. Just in case my king needs to evacuate. Alright, we've got h1, h2 covered. Does rook f7 go for heads king? It's a scary game. I don't know. You guys are playing really well today. Okay, a bit lucky there. Oh man, I'm losing pawns a bit more than usual here. So much for that. Yeah. So much for the d5 plan. Karyakin fan by heart then. Is he ready? Okay, is he ready? I'll give a few more seconds or just... Okay. I don't know. As I say, remember to tick the box for creating a new game, yeah? I'll stick with e4, even though that wasn't a very convincing Smith-Morra Gambit. I've got a simple line against the French, which is... Oh, this is a 3-minute game anyway. Maybe I'll stick with this simple exchange line with c4. Alright, so I quite like this line, generally speaking. Bishop d3. Okay. h3. Something like h3, bishop h5, g4, knight e5. Okay, we can have the queens off. Didn't really want the queens off. Although, let's make sure bishop f5 is not killing. Alright, let's take the queens off. Okay. Yeah, this black's got a nice position. I'll try and disturb it a bit. Not that much, it seems. I can nick a pawn here, thankfully, it seems. bishop pair. Bring the king in. Yeah. Actually, that knight f4. Oh, it's free piece. Thank you. Nice present. All right. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Nice, quick 3-minute game. There's another killer. What? Hang on. We've just played earlier. Hang on. It's one challenge per person. I'd rather play chilling forward. And let's try and get revenge on Channing. I think policy of 1 challenge per person at the moment, so let Channing Ford play. And also I want revenge from last week, if possible. Will he take? That was h6, knight g, e7. Alright, I'll play this plan just very aggressively. Play f5, f4 later. I dared castle, I think. Am I going into some vicious attack? If I get in f4, I'll be kind of happy with my position. I'm covering g5 now. Okay, so in fact I might take on f3, knight h4, bishop f6 to g5. Is that too dangerous? Bishop f6, knight d7, rook g8 coming up. Maybe I'll stop knight b5. He has got some knight square play. Take one pair of rooks off. It's bishop g5 just to block the g file. And queen e8 h5 to target f3. I could just take that. And it gives him the e4 square. Better not. Not at the moment. Queen e8 h5 might be better. Plan targets. Well, he plays bishop g4 though. I don't want to give this e4 square. b5 might be a way of generating some play over here. Queen takes knight f3. Yeah, b5 might be playable. This looks like a very fun position. Queen b5, knight f3. Right, knight b5, rook a2. I think b5 is playable. b5. Right, there's light square attack. Okay. Oh, you can go into G8 potentially. Right, there's Rook A7 for Rook G7. I'll take this first. No, there's not enough time. Rook G7 on Queen G4. But you can take. And how would I defend G8 after? Let me take it here. Maybe I just try and neutralise the rook. Just Rook G7 immediately. Just Rook G7. Maybe bishop takes, gives me Queen G5 after. Don't want to take that. Bishop G5. Bishop G5 here. There's Knight G6. Is that necessary? Knight G6, huh? Can I play Queen takes? F3's vulnerable. If I take on F3, I'm on D2, that's good news. Right. Protect this guy. So these light squares are weak. Oh, Knight D4 would have covered F5. He's got a running pawn over here. I'm covering F5 now. Maybe F3, Queen G6. Queen G6 immediately. Hit C4. If F3. There's Queen C2 here. Alright, Queen B3. Or takes. Oh, interesting. Because C3 could also be dangerous. But he's got Queen D7. I think it might just be a perpetual. Unfortunately, I think I can't do anything but the perpetual. Oh, I'm a muppet. I shouldn't have allowed this. It's just a perpetual. Unless there's a, nope, I can't see anything else. Oh well. Alright, thanks for the game. Yeah, I had him on the run, I think, this time. Nearly, if it wasn't for my king's safety. I think Killer we played before. Let's Don G, give Don G a chance. E4. I'll try a Scotch game. I think maybe I should have the bishop here. Try and watch out for g5. That happened one of the sessions before. I ended up losing material. Queen. Okay, bishop a6. Is that a problem? Do I play a4? It's bishop a6. What do I play? Queen e2. It's d5. I'll see if I can play. I'm not entirely sure about this. The queen facing the rook. King h1. There's also bishop g4. There is queen g4. I remember Kasparov playing a queen g4 in a blitz, and bishop d8 would simplify. Let's not use b3 just yet. f4 plan, unpin the pawn. f4 and e5 would seem an attacking plan. Then on bishop g4 there's queen e1 maybe. I want f3 here. Okay, I'll go with f4. If he's really trying to just win my a2 pawn, which I suppose is a good plan. Good to take one rook off as well at the same time. On bishop a2 after there's rook a1, so takes, rook a1. I take on a5 after. It's not ideal. Now this allows bishop f6 and f5. That's interesting. Maybe there's bishop f5 there, but this is looking very tasty. If not f5, takes. Well, no, f5 is possible. Bishop takes, rook takes. My queen's protected. So bishop takes, rook takes. I was wondering about a queen takes. No, my queen's protected by 2 pieces at the moment. Okay, so I'll take this guy. Bring that back. So queen h5, rook f3 to whatever. Queen h5. If d takes, knight takes, thanks very much, because I'm on f6 and stuff. Right here, rook h3. It's around the corner. It's good there's no rook g6. This looks strong. Thanks for the game, Don. Carl Nering. Let's play King's Engine Defense, if possible. I doubt that's going to happen. Okay. I'm thinking this doesn't look right to play Queen d4. Can I not just... Oh, this looks very dodgy to me. There is Queen a4 pinning the knight. Queen a4. Oh, okay. I'm going to grab this. F3, knight c4. Not knight c4 here. Knight g4 looks fun. For knight f2. Yeah, I think this has gone wrong, the opening, somehow, for white. Maybe it was like a surprise weapon, Trompovsky sort of thing. Which is an interesting opening. Okay, there's G5 here, is a nice, maybe forcing move. It's not needed that much, but yeah. Queen f3, knight takes d2. I'm ready with bishop g7. That's one perk of g5 to accelerate bishop g7, so that can have central influence. I mean, I just want to maybe I think just taking on d2 is good enough. Yeah. I can actually play queen b6 for knight f2 and queen b2 next. I'll play this. So b2 and f2 looked at. Knight f2 gives knight e4. As well as knight takes rook. If knight h3, g4. Bishop g4, queen e3, knight e4 wins the queen. Nearly. Right. And bishop g4 here, I think wins the queen. Oh no, except queen takes knight. So I could just take the rook, I think. Or knight e4. As long as I get mated on h7 later. This there is a weakness here. So on this g4 here. Right. I'll take that one. Bishop e6 and castle queenside next. With rook takes, there's queen b2 as well, but I think bishop e6 and right, I'll have to defend f7. And bishop b5, okay, I can take on b2 here. Right, there's hg. And bishop c3 is also looking good. I'll take the queen. Yeah, thanks for the game, Carl. Oh, 4-minute 2. That will take ages, man. That's going to take ages. 4-minute 2. It's 2 o'clock already. Can you do a quicker challenge? I don't know if I should accept a 4-2. I think that's a bit too much. Can you do a 5-minute challenge, Max, please? Selfini. Oh, thanks, McTell. By the way, I do feel a bit rougher today. I usually have Saturday rest before, because I do banter elsewhere as well, and I do feel a bit more rough than usual. I think that might come out in my commentary today. Yeah, I mean, it's important not to overdo things mentally before these banter sessions. And yeah, I've noticed. But I haven't had my usual rest day. That's my excuse for any lack of anyway. So I'm okay. So okay. Okay, b5, b4 is not on the cards now, but I'm just wondering about knight g4 to e5. This looks like interesting. What to say about this? He's weak in c4, knight c4. Knight c4 is on the cards. Maybe b3, knight a3. Am I sporting that knight, or is it getting lost? Is it pinned? Okay, no, I think knight c4 is on the cards here now. There's some other ideas, maybe like queen f6 as well, popping in on b3. Don't know about e5. Queen h4, trying to create some weaknesses is interesting. Maybe rook f6. Okay. I'm going to try and provoke tease some weaknesses. He's not having it, no. Okay. Is d5 possible? Takes. My e6 is vulnerable. Knight e5 is f4, unfortunately, but knight g6, f5, knight f4, queen f2. You know, I'm going to do the dance, I think, with the knight. I'm going to do the dance to try and provoke some weaknesses. Come at me with f5 if you dare. Trying to tease some weaknesses. G4, queen c5. Then I'm actually winning material, in fact, with knight f4 next. A queen h4, knight g4 doesn't look too clever. I think queen c5. That gives me knight e5 once the pin's broken. Knight e5, queen e2. Oh, there's rook f4. GH, knight h4. Nice little forcing move trick. I think creating weaknesses is actually part of the formula for tactics quite often against good players. I video annotated, for example, my good friend Alex, one of his best games in the London Classic FIDE Open was against IM Cox, C-O-X, and he provoked weaknesses, and then it was a nice tactical thing. I really like that. I think it's part of the equipment to, try and provoke weaknesses and then tactically exploit them after the weaknesses. So queen e5 or queen g5. Queen g5 looks actually as though, well, maybe there's king e3 there. Rook f4, rook f4, e5. He's living to tell the tale with rook and knight. What about just check? Just check and try and win the h pawn. I'll get this rook round. So rook check, queen h3 looks dangerous. Rook g1, queen f3. After that, this looks a little bit on the dangerous side. Okay, there's queen e4 if f5 or f takes. That'll win a knight actually. Rook f3, queen. Got to be worried about getting mated though. If I take here, I get mated, which is a small tactical snag. Or not so small tactical snag. So, okay, let's try and avoid that humiliation with h5. I'm so glad I spotted that. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, okay, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. D takes, knight f5 is dangerous. Is it? Maybe. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. Knight f5, rook f6, check, king h7. With that pin, I'm reassured for a moment that white cannot devastate me immediately with that pin on the rook. So the check, nice pin on the rook. Reassuring to have some pins going on. Thanks, Solfini. Hawkslayers, whatever. Okay, so are we going to have this interesting Trompovsky line? Aha. Cool. Was I supposed to play a check? I think I might have been supposed to play a check. That might be another idea to promote c3, and then there's knight a3 to c4. This is a 3-minute game. So, it's hack time, is it? Hack me to death on the kingside time. Okay, I'll try to defend this. E6. Looks dynamic, even if it loses the d6 pawn. I want to get this c6 square immediately for the knight. Knight c6 here, there's bishop g5. Better get rid of any potential pin in advance. Okay, bishop b2 is asking. In fact, why didn't I play bishop b2 just then? That was maybe offering it again. And offering some weaknesses. Okay, okay. Offering the exchange, offering a knight. I'll take the knight. Offering two exchanges, bishop d4 or bishop a1. Which one? Which one? I'll go for this one. It's with check. I know I should be terrified about my dark square weaknesses if I win the exchange. It's just a natural concern. But There's a free rook here now. Interesting. Without losing the dark square bishop is an added bonus. I know it's Christmas time. Giving me a lot of presents on the chessboard. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Do I look as if I'm sorry? Sorry. Do I look as if I'm upset about it? Do I? Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, thanks for the game. Thanks for the game. Let's play Sicilian defense. Oh, C3 is it? Alipin. Who is this guy Alipin anyway? C3 Sicilian. I never looked him up. What did he do? What was his immortal game? Alipin variation. Let's see, C3 Sicilian. Is it worth playing E5? Maybe knight H5 to F4. Okay, so knight H5 to F4. And then what? You know what? I might just play this because I like getting the dark square bishop sometimes. Knight F4, G5 if it's not taken. H5, G4. Usual aggressive stuff. Oh, Sully, yeah. You know, post-mortem analysis, I thought, was the common element, you know, like of chess game. But even, you know, when you annotate games of like GMs, you don't know really what's going on, like all the time, like time situation and all the, you know, real, you know, elements that they had to take account of, you know. So Sully, that film, has this element of the simulation modeling is like doing like post-mortem analysis to me, or even especially if it's of someone else's game, you don't really know what the heck was going on. Yeah, do you see what I mean? But nowadays we do have more information, don't we, about the clock situation and everything, and webcams and stuff. But so I like the expression like "get real." He used in his defense case. He said "get real," yeah, because they and then, you know, he showed the more real things that were happening, yeah. And it's like everyone with their engines today. They look at a GM game. I mean, I'm guilty of this. I like getting the latest engine, like Stockfish 8, and we take them to pieces, but we have no idea of the real. You know, we're losing that reality. See what I mean? We're losing that empathy. I mean, you can try and get it if you understand the basics, like the clock situation, but also, you know, there might have been past encounters, how tired they are, you know, approaching, well, you know, all these other factors. But I am guilty sometimes of saying, oh, the Grandmaster blundered just because of some engine in the past. Try not to do that now. I think the term blunder, I think, can be used for dramatic effect, but you know, really, it's so easy, isn't it, now to look at perfection with computers. So I've just dropped pawn for nothing here, basically. Oh well. Because I don't really want to play h4. Although, playing h4, although it looks absolutely terrible and diabolical, no, I don't want to do it. I want to give up the pawn instead. I don't want to do h4. Break into the dark squares is the principle here. There's also the G file, this G file. King. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. Am I using this G file? That's the thing, or am I not? I think the time situation is part of the reality here, though. King h8 or king h7, maybe here. I've just dropped the knight. Oh, God. No, I am asleep. No, I am asleep. Yeah, I was. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the chat and I was looking at the time situation, and yes, I just dropped the knight for nothing. Okay, I'm hypnotized by the clock. Actually, I'm thinking, the clock, and I stopped looking at the board. That's a tip. Don't try and look at the board as well. Rook g2 check. Is looking cool anyway. I'm gonna give up my rook here. If knight g3 takes, I'm on the queen. Except there is rook h1 on the cards. There's queen g6 for g3 and e4 here. Yeah, no, I stopped looking at the board. That was pathetic. Yeah. Oh dear. Thanks for the game. I mean, I'm lacking some discipline here. Okay. I'm lacking discipline. I need to be punished. I hope I don't get more punishment. But I was lucky to get away with it there. I'm going to play this obnoxious line again. Exchange French with c4. Alright. The clock's such a distraction. This clock is such a distraction. I blame the clock. There. It's okay, so this is more like it. Knight e5. This is what I like. The light square weaknesses. That's what I like. Knight e5, bishop e6. So I'm going to take here these light square weaknesses. I like them. So knight e5, bishop b5. I'm going to dance on the light square weaknesses here, I hope. Knight e5, bishop b5. I'll give you an example of, reality. This London Classic, it's like, even for me in London, it's like 2 hours to get there by train. 2 hours to get there. You do that after a few days. You're exhausted, yeah. So you put one of these games up somewhere, and you might not be playing the best, but people are just sitting there from their whatever, and they're not sharing that exhaustion level. They're looking at this game, without this context. How exhausted are the players? towards the end of the tournament, the players are getting exhausted, yeah, and so that's another example of get real. When you look at games, yeah. I mean, even Carlsen, when he became world champion, in the candidates prior to that, he was losing one or two and getting hacked up. And all right, bishop g6, rook g6. If I open up the pin here, d6, bishop g6, rook g6, rook g7, king h6, rook g1. It all looks a lot of fun, so I'm going to do it. We can look at things like, clinically, in the comfort of, maximum energy and comfort and etc. But also, like the opponent's antics during a game can sometimes, in a real over-the-board game, be a factor which is filtered out to some extent. In online chess. Okay, so okay, is this at all sound? There's queen f7 here. That's a nice one. Thanks for the game. I think when I studied computing and business at Brunel University, yeah, I got 2-1 thankfully. And my point is, coming to the story here, my point is a lot of the subjects actually had a common thing about abstraction, whatever it was. I mean, simulation modeling was the obvious one related to that film. That's an important subject, simulation modeling, to try and get insights into systems. But other subjects all had abstraction, because when you try and break problems down, as humans, the one powerful tool, and this is across a lot of subjects, one powerful tool we have as humans is to suppress irrelevant details for a particular goal and perspective we have in mind. And actually, we have to remember the reverse of abstraction is getting real. So when we look at Grandmaster games, from an abstract perspective, on our living rooms with engines, it really is just this abstract perspective. It suppresses what seems to be all the irrelevant details, but are they, the player's exhaustion levels, the clock situation, how desperately they need a win to get some tournament prize. I had one funny story. When I'm in Gibraltar, he was attacked by the local monkeys on his way to a game, and he played terribly, but all people will get is this abstraction of this game, right, where he played terribly. And he was just saying that to me, that's all people will see is this terrible game, right? And the fact that, on the way to, the tournament place, he got attacked by the local, monkeys in Gibraltar. That's not part of like the game score sheet, right? So someone, is in this abstract thing, later looking at this game, and doesn't see that, yeah. So you can have that sort of thing, as well. Crazy stuff going on. So when we see the blunders, I think Magnus Carlsen commented that in one of the tournaments he wasn't getting much sleep during the night because of noise in one of his games. So I think my point is of all this is, for students and the way we model things, we abstract, we suppress all the irrelevant details, to help us manage the complexity more. But the complexity is what makes it so challenging, really. You go and play in a tournament, you have to travel like 2 hours there and back, and then you find out the realities of things, So, okay, am I getting hacked here? Like, G takes... am I getting hacked? I don't like this. What is this? Oh no, what have I done here to get hacked? While his queen's not about my king just immediately, can I play e4 here? Am I getting murdered? e4. I'm wondering, can I do that? e5, queen g5 coming up. Now let's imagine e4, e5, knight d5, queen g4. This is a check, opening up this diagonal. Knight d3 I'm not bothered by. I don't like losing my bishop. I don't think I mind too much stuff about this position in general. There's also the move queen a4 here, which hits the queen and the bishop on a6. Takes, knight e2 check, would win the rook on c1. So this is like tricky. I'll go with e4 because I'm wondering about, well, I'm not sure, basically. Okay, I don't mind losing the exchange as long as my bishops are not taken from my king. What I don't like is my king exposed too much. If I can live with that bishop there that's tucking my king away, I don't mind losing the exchange. He's sacked a piece for this position. Okay. Alright. D takes, knight takes, there's bishop c1. Would he play d takes? I don't have to play that to expose the c file. I can do something else. Okay, this looks like I'm material up at the moment still. So that's why I thought Sully is a must-see film for any chess player. The one where he, because it's all about the the harsh realities of what the problem faced. Yeah, which without that empathy of it's interesting. It's interesting, I think. Do I dare play this? I just want to safeguard my pawns for a moment on that side of the board, since I've lost my pawns on the king side. Do I dare play this? I wonder. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Is it knight f4 d5? Knight f4 d5. Knight e6, bishop d4. This sort of construction would help attack g7. So knight e6 and then bishop d4. Knight e6 here. It's a nice pawn. g7. And a few things here. e7, there's rook c7 winning that pawn. If I safeguard just for a moment this pawn. Alright, there's bishop d5 check. I'm wondering, this is slightly different. So, I think Okay, what do I think about this position? I wonder. It should be okay. Just if he's really going to give me this position, should be okay. Okay. There's some sort of zugzwang approaching. Some sort of zugzwang to get into the position here. Okay, that's not stalemate just yet. Thanks for the game, Colin. Now, we had an aborted game, so are you ready this time? Karyakin, found my heart. Please be ready. Oh, what's happening? Are you doing a different browser? You're not pressing this tick box? Is this chat refreshing? I'll say hi there in the chat. I'm just wondering, is the chat still functional? Okay, I don't know what's happened to him today. I don't know what. I don't know. Is it? Can we see if he's playing? Can we see if he's playing? What is he doing? Quite a nice hover over, isn't it? Everything's quite nicely aligned here. Look at this alignment. If you study alignment, it's beautifully aligned actually. Yeah. Okay. So okay, we'll go on to another game. MGTOW. We've got a game now. Yep. You're white. Play your first move. Come on. I'm hoping the system's working okay today. There isn't some issue. You have the white pieces? Oh, the game doesn't start. Alright, let me see if I can challenge you, you know? Challenge. 5 minute with black. Challenge. I'll challenge Karyakin after. Make up for things. Oh, what happened there on my other screen? Okay, sorting that out. There's some trap in this. I seem to remember there's a trap lurking around here, or two. Opponent disconnected. Maybe it's something to do with dodgy internet connection or something. Queen G3 might be useful here. There's Bishop H6, Queen F6. What about King F8 instead? And Knight D6 is also... Oh, Bishop H6 here is pinning Queen. You've got to watch out in the Chompovsky. I remember vividly still, years back, the dark squares can be a total disaster in Chompovsky when you give up your dark square bishop sometimes. Thanks. Okay, there was Karyakin fan. Let's play Chessy and I'll go and chase Karyakin fan in a moment with a challenge. Okay, we've got some system problem today. Okay, or not. I could take the opportunity to play knight e4 just before it's rolled out, because I can stretch out with f5 here, weakening my e5 square. That's the downside to mention. But at the moment, my e5 control is not such an issue, I believe. So this is an ambitious construction. If I can play castling, e6, something like that. Okay, can weaken my e5. Logical thing to do. Queen b6 does knight d7. Bishop e5. Queen b6. It's easy to parry, I imagine. Queen c7. Now, again, it's not so clear-cut, white's e5. If that's a liability now because of this f-file. So I wonder, bishop e5 or bishop c8 here. Bishop e5, queen e6. And if I play bishop c8, queen g3, rook f5, bishop f4, g5, bishop g5, bishop e5. Yeah, Let's see this in action. Rook f5. So bishop f4, g5, bishop g5. There's an alternative here in oh, knight g6 is threatened though. Okay, so if I play g5, bishop g5, bishop e5 takes queen e5, you know, I gain a kind of center pawn, I believe, from doing this. I'm swapping, in effect, my g pawn for a center pawn. Takes check here, queen g7. Can I get away with that? Bishop f6, queen g3, bishop f4, queen g7. I hope. I just want to get a center pawn. Okay, he does win a pawn after, maybe. No, it doesn't. No, I don't know. Bishop f4, queen g7. I think overall I'll be happy with that endgame scenario of the opposite colour bishops, because let's have a look at this. The bishop's nice, centre's nice. Is it going to happen? I can use this spare pawn for solidity, or not. Maybe bishop a6 and push through with e5 later. I don't want to target on c6 necessarily. This scenario, bishop d3, e5, d4. Am I getting anywhere with these pawns or not? If I swap off one pair of rooks, this might be favourable. So I'll play bishop e6, king f7. Maybe getting ready for d4 there. If he plays rook c1. Rook c1, bishop e6. Okay, I can hold on to the e4 pawn. I don't think allowing a rook. Yeah. So much for my pawn armada in the centre. It's smashed. I have to make do of this one single pawn there. Get my king up. Is there enough here or not? I have a suspicion rook c2 looks dangerous if it's allowed. Check and bishop d3 cuts the rook. Stable. Oh, I thought the bishop was good there on c3. don't know the plan. I'll try and... Alright, that's ending as bishop f1 if the rooks weren't on. What sort of foul can my rook use? I'm wondering... Rook h4 to f4. If rook f5 e3 check, he just takes the bishop. Oh, it's an extra weakness, b3. Alright, I'm wondering rook f4. So I get into f2 or f1. Time pressure, 22 seconds. Nasty time pressure. On the light square. Well, there's e3 now. Yeah, it's just time pressure really. Probably it's holdable. Now, if we look at my profile, I'll try and challenge Karyakin fan twice. So let's just try and get a game of Karyakin fan, because I think I played Colin, haven't I? Let me just see if I've also played Colin before. Oh, this is not loading so quickly. Oh, I was hoping to see Karyakin fan. If I reload. Colin we've played, but Karyakin fan, trying to find him on the list. Well, it was an aborted game or something. I can't seem to find him. I imagine it. I think I thought he challenged twice, but it doesn't seem to be listed. Maybe because it was aborted game. Alright, I don't think it's listed. Okay, I'm not sure what's happened to challenges today. Okay, alright, I think I'm going now. Okay, so have a good Christmas, and if you celebrate it especially, and New Year when it comes. So, hope you enjoyed today. See you next week. Comments, questions, likes appreciated on the Kingscrusher channel as well as the Chess24. Thanks very much.